Welcome back to the Amateur Heroes from the Starladder Amateur Series, which you guys so graciously and inspiringly signed up and participated in. We have the first replays. These are from the Bronze and Silver divisions of the Starladder Amateur Series. The best of the best, whatever that might mean. And let me introduce our very first players. It is from the Twilight clan. The Twilight clan, it is. We're gonna call him Taz. We're gonna go with Taz here. With the Forge Gateway Gas Opener, a classic tactic. And in the bottom right, or in the top right rather, pulling all the probes to block this probe. I don't know if there's a history here or he just really hates probes. I'm not even sure how he saw it. Maybe he saw it on the way across, who knows. RoCrash is going to be shutting down that probe before the fun even starts. Taz is not going to be... He is not going to be outdone. Alright. Oh, the scout comes down. RoCrash will be taking... How seriously will he take this? There's a pylon on the way. There's an intent... Wait. RoCrash is building a pylon. He doesn't have a forge. There is no forge. So he's just kind of building a pylon in his base. There's a zealot on the way. He's dealing with the pylon. There's a cannon at the top of the ramp. There's nothing happening here. So... Well, he's gonna... A zoning cannon from Tazzelrek. A second probe will come down and give injunction. Okay, the rest of the probes on the way down. And they will look very angrily at that cannon while one probe does all the work. So a typical Protoss group project. They're just like us. Here comes the zealot. The zealot coming up. There's actually a target fire on the probes, and that's probably the best move. He's racking up the kills. 4 kills, 5 kills. And finally, this will be taken down. On the other side, there are... Okay, it looks like the probe was finally taken out by the cannon. And a pylon on the opposite side. And RoCrash, just to make sure no other probes can sneak in, is going to lay down a pylon at the front, and the zealot will stand guard. No Twilight member will ever again cross these borders. The long-distance mining begins. Wants to really diversify his resource portfolio here. Of course, does RoCrash. Another pylon. Wow. This is an agreed-upon meta, as you can see. Taz also has a zealot standing guard for a forward pylon, as is the customary transition. But he does have charge on the way. Though he also has opted for 2 stalkers. So, we will have to see. No warp gate as of yet from RoCrash, going with the gateway heavy style. Zealots will be rallied across. 2 adepts though coming out. RoCrash with some potential counterattack. Throwing mad shade right in the face of that zealot. No fear. But RoCrash has his zealot defending the pylon, as is customary. A stalker comes up, ruining the sacred duel. No rack shear for you. Yeah, I played the campaign. But here comes an adept. The tides have turned. The adept's on the way back. It appears he wants all his army here. He's gonna throw shade on the other side. Oh, he's chasing. He's gonna shade right through. There's another stalker forced into retreat. The shields are down. Charge is about to finish. Unfortunately, right now, Taz does not have any zealots. He's going to make sure his defenses are online. That probe, unfortunately, going to be stuck on the outside. But nothing's wait. Ah, beautiful planning. Obviously, we have a city skyline player. Your depth's coming up. Only have another split second to shade through. They will. The shield battery keeping the Stalker intact, but he micros back. Warp gate is done for Taz, but he doesn't have it online. The probes are pulled. The workers on both sides called into battle. And RoCrash. Oh, he's trying to hold on. More workers going down. Taz only has 18 to spare. There's an expansion on the other side. He's already struggling to deal with this. Beautiful micro by RoCrash on these Adepts. Not that he's doing much at home, but I gotta say, got his money's worth for those Adepts. 9 workers killed. That balances out the cannon on the other side, if we remember, just a few minutes ago. Unfortunately, it seems this Stalker is stuck. Warp gate will begin. RoCrash just a little bit late on that. Will there be another stuck Stalker? Two's a crowd. Yes. Yes, there will. Trapped in a prison of his own design. But the army supplies tell quite a story. A robotics facility on the way. I mean, Taz right now is lacking in the whole having units department. But he has a lot heavier tech. He's got some defenses at the front. Whereas RoCrash has been consistently building units, but he's expanded his tech outwards. He's got both players have Blink on the way. So we'll see who blinks first. Unfortunately, it seems these units... Are they stuck? Or are they just not trying to... I'm not entirely sure what's happening here. So some pathing. Well, both these players are trailblazers, all right? And if you're a trailblazer, there are bound to be pathing mistakes. That's just how it is. A Dark Shrine, a Templar Archives, +1, plus... Well, actually, no +1. Oh, he is researching it. Okay. And while we have a slight lull in the action, thank you everyone who participated and will participate in the amateur series. And for giving us, well, hopefully you had fun, or you have fun. Something to practice for, work for, and show some incredible StarCraft strategies like we're seeing from these heroes right here. Oh, the War Prism, but how did he know? He must have seen it. It must have gone into the base. But the War Prism escapes. The Archon definitely can't get out from behind those cannons. The Templar can glide by, but War Prism in the corner.
Oh,
I was telling quite of a story.
Now I have your attention.
Thank you. The Archon will bash through the shield battery in order to escape from this prison. A Phoenix is on the way. 2 Phoenixes, in fact. Out of sight, out of mind. It sneaks in. A less than strong-looking counterattack on the way. The High Templar. This is an interesting scenario. There is no Storm. He does not have Storm. He's going to chase the High Templar down. Not sure that's a great idea. The Prism goes down. But now he knows. He's successfully scouted that army. The Archon coming up. And unfortunately, that Archon escaped only to find itself getting out of the frying pan into the flames. He just lifted a High Templar on the other side of the map. What a magical experience that was. The Guardian Shield popped. Not that he needs it. RoCrash up 40 supply. He's now got 3 bases. He settled down. He doesn't have any upgrades, but if he attacks into the cannons, who knows what could happen next. Storm is on the way. It's being chrono boosted out. The rocks are the next target for RoCrash. RoCrash through. Taz fortifying his defenses. He's got, well, with Storm and Immortals? Does he have Immortals? Does he have a rope? Oh, okay, they're up here, but more Stalkers being warped in. Storm is just a few seconds away. Without Storm, he's going to struggle. We'll have to see. The Stalkers taking their time warping in. Storm just 10 seconds. 10 seconds and counting down. Several observers here. There is blink done, remember. Are we going to see any blink shenanigans? RoCrash looking for a killing blow opportunity. Some interesting pylon placement. Very abstract. Immortals. Phoenix is on the way. RoCrash with a strong army. We're going to make sure we got a pylon and then a backup pylon there, but you got to have some personal space. You don't want to touch power fields. Oh, the storms. Storms! Okay. A few storms. Do some okay damage. The Templar are gone, unfortunately. The upgrades +1 attack and charge are done. For Taz. RoCrash only has blink. So while the overall supply and the army supply as well go to RoCrash, there is a potential scenario for Taz. It's there. It's not, I mean, more Zealots warping in, +2 attack on the way. Some forward shield batteries. RoCrash really committing to this attack. And it looks like he's going for it. The Phoenixes. Oh, but the charge lets try to come out. Patience from Taz. Oh, the Archons, that's a bit of a choke point there. There is a Robo Bay and a second Robo. Oh, the sentry's out in front. That's not where they want to be. Blasted to pieces. No force fields coming up. The cannons starting to do some work. Both armies in a precarious position. A pretty good storm to start things off. The Immortals at the back. The Stalkers arc out. Guardian Shield is used. They're all bottled in, trying to go through for the... Oh, he's targeting the pylons. That means he's not targeting the units. There's still a pylon at the back. More Stalkers warping in. Taz is holding the line. There's still a cannon in the back. The Immortals working through. The Void Ray allowed to unleash hell upon all these units, but the Stalkers blink forward. Aggressive blink. And Taz holds for now. But can he actually go on a counterattack? Absolutely not. +2 attack, about to finish. A Disruptor and a Colossus. Make that a Disruptor. Make that a Colossus. Make that 2 Colossus. Oh, he cancels the Disruptor for 2 Colossi. I'm not sure if I agree with that decision, but I'm not here to judge. Some forward cannons from RoCrash. He does have all these bases back at home. He's got money in the bank. Another Void Ray on the way up as he slowly expands his zone offense. It looks like he has overwhelming forces now. A Colossus, not the most effective unit, but I mean, it's splash damage, right? That's something. +2 is done against no upgrades for RoCrash, and that could turn the tides. We don't know yet. Some shield batteries. This is, the proxy war continues. The standoff. And what, the Void Rays at the front. The Colossi going to work. There's some shield batteries at the back. The Colossi not so great in front. The charge up. Sentries coming up. A blink forward. He goes for the Void Race. The Colossus, the Void Race. The shield batteries on both sides doing a lot. Taz's supply is dwindling. The shield batteries come online, but they barely have any charge. A third Colossus. More Immortals coming up. they try to stand tall. The +2 gives them some effectiveness against those stalkers. He's targeting the shield batteries. Good swipes from the thermal lances. But is the anti-air even there? One Colossus looks like it's gonna fall. Yes. Supply gap starts to widen. All the batteries were taken out. 2 disruptors on the way now. The Desperation Ruptors. The Dream Ruptors. Another Colossus. RoCrash is working his way forward. He now has upgrades on the way of his own. He's leaned on this advantage for quite a while since that mildly effective cannon rush. Just working his way through. Now, the third base is buying him time. These disruptors have to hit hard and then some. But there's barely any anti-air. He's going for the Colossi. The Stalker's being melted by the Void Rays and everything else. But, for now, holding. The Void Rays taking some hits. A Disruptor, 2. 1 shot. Big hit. Another shot. Not quite what he was looking for. But now 130 to 60 supply. The battle continues, but it's trending one direction. I mean, Disruptors can still be valuable, but there are 3 Void Rays, and that's really all he needs. Gotta be careful with the Purification Novas. Trying to get some long-range damage. The entire army. That Colossus stands so tall. RoCrash is intimidated and moves all the way back. Unfortunately, there are 3 Void Rays and only 1 Stalker with which to shoot at them. So that could be a sticking point. 4 Void Rays. The probes are transferred, we'll say. Here comes the army. The Disruptors! Big hits! Okay, one high and outside. Those Disruptors are very scary, and there's not 100% guarantee that RoCrash knows what a Disruptor is. Just gotta keep it real. The Zealots on their way back to the side. The Disruptors keeping them in this game. Big shots. 1, 2, and 3. The Immortals go down. And a cannon at the front. Eating it. The Disruptors starting to gain some value. Another Stalker warped in. But the Zealots on the left side. So dangerous. And Disruptors are dangerous. They can backfire so easily. He doesn't want to use them. I mean, it seems he has some experience in using them. He's trying to be careful not to just... You know, we're not actually sure what he's trying to be careful about. But the Void Rays come in the back, the flank. Oh no, the Disruptors! A beautiful scissor. A pincer maneuver. And he cuts him up. RoCrash leans on the macro advantage. And takes it home in a hard-fought victory. We saw a lot of units lost on both sides. It just seemed RoCrash was a little bit more focused on building up an army, and Taz was a little bit more focused on building cannons. So, a beautiful amateur series, bronze, silver division game. I want to thank both of them for participating. And that was pretty epic, I will say. And I don't use that word very lightly. Beautifully done.